So welcome back here, and just a quick one. We have been offered the Cambridge United manager's job. 25th on Christmas Day of all times. We've been offered a 2-year contract to replace ex-manager Neil Harris at Cambridge United. Transfer budget 170k, wage budget 140. We'll have a little look at where Cambridge are. They are in Sky Bet League 1, Cambridge, and they are rock bottom of League 1. But there is no way we're going to take that job. We are not even going to entertain it, so we're going to go straight and reject. We're committed to the Daggers long term. So, last episode we covered the first game of the Enterprise National Division, where we played Solihull Moors and we won by 4 goals to 1. Played really well in that game, and first game of the new season, won by 4-1, and we had a nice 2,268 fans inside the stadium. So here, this episode, we're just going to give a little overview of where we are at the moment from first game of the season until January. So we'll have a run through the results and see where we are, then we'll have a look at the squad and then the league table. So if we go to our next game, so the National League Cup Group D, we had Brighton Reserves, where we absolutely got battered. But I mean, if you look at 2 of the players that was just playing for Brighton Reserves, Solanke, who scored a hat-trick, and Mitoma, who scored late on, there's no way you can see that it was going to be anything other than a battering, and that is exactly what we got. So coming back to league business, we beat Yeovil by 2 goals to 1. Rashad Scott, Josh King, the new signing again, getting a goal. Tom Pearce scoring first for Yeovil, but 2 late goals for the Daggers, seeing us through. Then we played Aldershot Town, which we drew 2-2. Again conceding first, but Josh King and then Scott scoring to give us a 2-1 lead, but again conceding 73rd minute to get a 2-2 draw away from home. We then played Tamworth, which again was another 2-2 draw, and again you can see another kind of late goal being conceded to get the draw, but dealing with the pen, and then Josh King again scoring. Then next home game of the season against Gateshead, which we won comfortably again by 4 goals to 1. Logan Briggs, a double from Josh King, and a Khalil 95th minute icing on the cake for us. Nice 4-1 victory. Then next game we played Boston, which was a 1-1 draw. Briggs getting the equaliser. King didn't have the best of games in that game, but we got a 1-1 draw away from home. Then we lost our first league game of the season, and it was disappointing to lose it at home as well. A 2-1 defeat to Forest Green. We were kind of dominating that game, but we hung in there. We got a goal back a minute later, but we just couldn't rally and get the equaliser late on, so we lost to Forest Green. Then it was the National Cup Group D game. Again, it was Arsenal Reserves this time, and we managed to get a 2-2 draw, respectable 2-2 draw. But Nwaneri, he's playing for the Arsenal Reserves, so again, fair play to us, we got the business done. Then Wealdstone, we sneaked a 2-1 victory there, a 94th minute winner. Briggs scored, they equalised, and Ryla scored in the 94th minute to give us a 2-1 victory away from home. Then next one in September we played Trotton, which was a 0-0 game. We were the better team. We just couldn't get that goal. And I believe if we got a goal, we would have won the game pretty comfortably, but we just couldn't get that goal. So disappointed again to drop points, not take the 3 points at home. Then to follow that up with a 1-0 defeat to Oldham. Yeah, it was a tight game. It was an early goal that we conceded and we just couldn't recover. So then we went on home against Macclesfield and we won by 3-2. Haig started it off and then Briggs got a double in the first half, but then again we just seemed to be losing goals. Quick fire goals as well, we seemed to be losing. But we managed to see the game out and got a good, well deserved 3 points. Then it was the English FA Cup 4th qualifying round against Dover, a comfortable 2-0 win. Rashawn Scott and a Josh King stoppage time goal to give us the lead. And then you could just start to see here some injuries starting to creep up. Rocco Lambert, our right back that we signed on loan, got injured. And you'll see a recurring theme in the next couple of games going forward. We just got injuries to big key players. But we won against Dover and then we followed that up with a home win in the league against Hartlepool United by 1-0. Josh King doing the business again. Then played York. We lost 3-1 to York. Never really in it. Never really in it at all. We went 2 goals down early on. We got one back, but York steadied it and got a third, Ollie Pearce. Then we played Nottingham Forest in the next National League Cup. We lost 2-0, and again, Omari Hutchison, he's a first team player for Forest, and we lost by 2-0. Then Scunthorpe, we drew nothing each at home. Rashawn Scott had an absolute shocker. We just couldn't get the goal. We'd done okay, just couldn't get the goal. Then away from home to Sutton United, we lost by 2-1. We took the lead and were in control. We had a chance late in the first half to make it 2-0. We didn't take it, and then Sutton United came back and won by 2-1. And again, you can see 2 goals in 6 minutes we conceded. It's not good. Not good at all. So as you can see in the league, the last game so far that we won in the league was against Hartlepool. Then we lost to York, we drew to Scunthorpe, we lost to Sutton United. Against Worksop in the FA Cup first round, we won by 3-0. Rashawn Scott and Joe Haig with the goals. But then we went back to the league. It was a 0-0 draw. Poor 0-0 draw. Nothing really in the game at all. We just struggled. We just couldn't get out the bit. Really struggled in that game. Then Morecambe, it was a 3-3 draw. Now, I was disappointed. Good that the fact that we managed to come back and get a draw at the end of the game with Josh King. But again, we scored first. And then you can see again, we concede 2 goals in 6 minutes. Then we get back ahead. Then we equalised, sorry. And then they scored and we scored again. So we were conceding silly goals at crucial times in the match. But another 3-3 draw, so that's us not won in 5 league games. And then we went away from home to Southend and we couldn't score again. And we couldn't win again. It was another 0-0 game. Our goalkeeper had a really good game that game. We just couldn't get a goal ourselves, and our goalkeeper done the business. Then another away from home game against Woking, which was another 0-0 game. Our attacking players didn't show up, as you can see. Just didn't show up. That was another 0-0 draw. Then we played Brentford Reserves and we lost by 2-1, which really, I was starting to kind of wonder if my job was going to be on a sugary peg or not, because our last win was the 14th of October against Hartlepool in the league. I know we beat Worksop in the FA Cup, but that was 2 wins out of like 10 games. And then we came back in the league and we lost at home by 2-1 to Rochdale. Pretty comfortable. We got one back late on, but we were not really in the game at all. Then we finally started to show a wee bit of life in December, where we beat Altrincham by 4-1. Wilson, Ryla and Khalil doing the damage. But again, late goals to really seal the game. And it was our first win for a while. Then we lost to Mansfield in the FA Cup by 4-0. And then we got absolutely gubbed 3-0 from Accrington in the league. Really was not at the races in that game at all. But then English Trophy, third round, we beat Yeovil by 2-1. Rashawn Scott doing the business and sneaked over the line. And then towards the end of December there, we beat Boreham Wood by 2-0, beat Aldershot 2-1, and then beat Solihull Moors by 2-0, which takes us to the first game of the season where we beat them very comfortably by 4-1. So if we go back to the Boreham Wood one, Ryland and Gessian with the goals and a comfortable 2-0 win, and then we followed it up at home again with a 2-1 victory, where again we scored early, conceded in the second half, but showed a wee bit of character to get that victory late on in the game, 77th minute, and see it through. And then the Solihull Moors game, 2-0, Josh King and Connor Lawless with the goals. So that takes us up to now January, where we played Yeovil, who beat us 3-0 the last game we played them, and in this game we got a revenge away from home and we won by 3-2 to continue our good winning form in the league. That's 4 wins in a row in the league, 5 wins in a row in all competition as we beat Yeovil. So Josh King again, Khalil and Harrick giving us the 3-2, and as you can see, it's pure Football Manager gold here, as we scored every goal in injury time. 45 plus 5 for King. After conceding in the 92nd minute, you think, oh, we've lost 2-1. We go straight up the park and make it 2-2. And then in the 97th minute, Harrick gives us a 3-2 victory. Pure drama. So yeah, that's where we are as we're into the 2nd of January. So from here, 2nd of January, it takes us to, I will show you the league table. So 4 games ago, we were sitting 10th, 11th, bobbing around that place, but just because we've won the last 4 league games in the trot, we have managed to surge into the playoff zone on 42 points, above Sutton, who's joint on 42 points, Woking joint on 42 points, and Scunthorpe on 42 points as well. Accrington just a point off there, which they do have a game in hand, so they could win and jump up the table a wee bit. But we're in the playoff zone for the moment. To win the title, we are far, far and away off it, as Rochdale are 64 points and they are cruising it. They have not lost a game so far. They are doing very, very well. Our problem is keeping it shut at the back door. We're conceding too many goals. We're in January now, so I think we should be looking at possibly bringing in another defender or two if budget allows, although we can't get anybody else on loan. Goals wise, we have had too many draws. I mean, out of 26 games we've won 11, we've drawn 9 and we've lost 6, so we're okay in that regard. It's the draws column that I'm not happy about. But we're in the top 6, we're in the playoff zone at the moment, so that is really all we can ask for. I want to try and keep pushing to try and get as high up the table as possible in the second half of the season. So if we look at some of the other stats in here, we've got York, most goals, most possession, York as well. We're not really on anything at all compared to last season, but we're still there. We're still in the playoff zone, and I think that's all we can really hope for at the moment. Long way to go in the season, only 26 games in. So if we then look at the squad, where are we? If we go to the club at the moment, I asked the board to give us better youth facilities, and we went to basic youth facilities. So we currently are working on that, and I think that is going to be happening very, very soon. I think board request, yes, there we go, improve youth facilities. So it's actually going to be completed in 2 days time, so hopefully you'll see the youth getting a little bit better as we go forward, because I think we need to really start and bringing our own players through the academy, because we're no way are we going to be able to sign players upon players as we go forward. As you look at the budget, chairman put us up here and we have fallen away down to here. So yes, so then if we look at the squad for the season, most of the season I was playing Big Sammy Boy in goals. 29 games he's played. I've dropped him the last 4 or 5 games and we've done a bit better. His rating's up at 7.12. Nightingale, so he's come in and done well. With last game there we took out Rocco Lambert and brought in Lusala, but as you can see he's had one start, 20 substitute appearances. A lot of players have had injuries. If you look at Josh King, for example, he's played 30 games and he scored 14 goals, but he was out injured for a while. Our other loanee signing, Zach Bauman, he has just this very day returned from his injury. He's just returned from his injury. He was out for about 2 or 3 months, and I feel he's been a huge miss for us, the young Ukrainian. So, yep, him being out has been a big problem for us. And then we've also had Logan Briggs, who was out injured as well. He's not long come back. Been impressed with him. He scored 6 goals in his 13 appearances. Again, disappointing to have players of that quality not able to play. So yeah, that is where we are currently. So Caleb Richards has come in, done well. He was signing on a free contract we signed. He's played pretty well. Left back, left centre back. He's mostly played left centre back, because again we've had injuries to Harrick. We've had injuries to Kalambe, who again is just recently returned. So these type of players coming back second half of the season, if they can stay fit, I really hope we can push on and try and make this playoff position, because it would be great. So yeah, we'll just quickly go through the squad. So Luciala, he's done okay when he's come in. He's got 18 appearances. Yeah, sorry, he's got 20 appearances, 1 off the bench. One starting, sorry. Most of them have been off the bench. He is kind of a backup anyway. So Trent Rendell, again, he's mostly been substitute appearances as well. Caleb Richards, like I just said, he's done okay for us. He's probably been our best central defender. He's had 3 assists as well. Expected assists 2.5. He's got an average rate of 706, so good for a free transfer. Denner, the Brazilian on loan from Chelsea, he's played virtually every single game. Yeah, and he's got 2 assists. Again, decent enough rating for the young lad. £16 million that he's worth. He's done okay. Joe Haig, been in and out of the team a bit, more in than out. 2 goals, 6 assists in the league. Then George Marsh, who's been again mostly out the team. He wants to leave. He's asked to leave because he wasn't getting as much football, but last couple of games I've brought him in just for a bit of rotation. He's actually played okay. He's done fine. Rashawn Scott, 10 goals, 10 assists. He's been a really top player for us this season when fit. He's played in every league game. He's missed a couple of cup games and so on, but 3 goals, 9 assists in the league. Probably better if he could score a wee bit more, but his finishing, his composure's not his strong point. Then we've got Rafiq Khalil, who we've just given a new 1-year contract. He did okay as well, mostly substitute appearances, but 3 goals and 2 assists in his 11 league games. And he's predominantly playing centre mid or central attacking midfield. And Connor Lawless, he's been in and out the team, back and forward between Scott, between Briggs when fit, and Ryler when fit as well. And then we've got Josh King, who has played 24 league games. He got injured and he's been in and out of the team recently, but he's just came back and he's got 12 goals in 24 league games. It's what I expected from him when he came in. I expected goals from him, and that's what I've got. 12 goals in 24 games. I'd expect him to reach 20 by the end of the season, and hopefully that can fire us into the playoffs. Then we've got Logan Briggs, who really impressed with, but he's been out for a long period of time and he's not long back, so there's going to be maybe a week or two getting him back up to speed. But really, again, hopefully for the final push of the season, we can get him going and get him back in, scoring and assists. Rocco Lambert has been pretty solid all season. The right back on loan from Everton. He's absolutely knackered. He's played 25 of the 26 games. I just took him out there because he was needing the rest. He's done okay. He's done fine for an 18-year-old at this level of football. It will make him a much better player. Henry Ryler, we loaned him in on the final day of the transfer window as we were speaking about getting another winger in. And it was just as well we did get another winger in. And he's actually done very well. 5 goals, 1 assist in the league. He's only started 5 games, but he's come off the bench 14 times in that period and he's done well. So quite happy with him. Caden Harrick has been my centre half for most of the season. He's just again needing a rest, so we thought we need to bring him out. We don't want him getting injured, so we left him out last week in the 3-2 victory. But he's been excellent. He's really improved a lot. Christian Ngessian, he's another one who we gave another contract to, another year deal. He's been in and out of the team as well, but when he's played, he's done okay. Mainly played in that kind of sitting role for us in the midfield. Donovan Wilson has hardly kicked the ball this season after last season in the Championship. In the Enterprise South, he scored 19 goals and 8 assists. He played really well. He scored 1 goal and 8. He's been injured, so he's not really been a rotation option at all, to be fair, because he has been injured. He's back fit now, and I'm going to say it again, if he can stay fit for the run-in, then that will make me absolutely delighted. young lad Ralph Vigras has not really played much. He's been on the bench just covering, but you can see he can play in a variety of different positions. And I'm sure as the season wears on, he will get some game time. He's got some decent potential. Josh Tobin, we signed him in the summer for a free. He's played one game, he's got a rating of 7.2. He's not really played much at all. And he's what game time? Andy Carroll, again, he played and scored in the first game of the season when he came off the bench. He has been injured, wherefore he's only appeared 6 times. He's made 1 start, he's got 1 goal, and he has just announced that he will be retiring at the end of the season. In fact, 16th to the 4th, 2027, he plans on retiring. So we might add him to the coaching staff, but we'll see what the big man does. Martin Smith, young striker, regen coming through. Apparently he's got good potential, he's got good technique for sure, but he's only 16. He's just there just to make up the numbers, I'm not going to lie. Paul Calambe, it's been a real torrid season for him injury wise. He's only had 3 starts and 6 substitute appearances. He would be my number 1 pick at the back, but he's been injured. Last season, if you look, he was basically in the team all the time. 31 appearances he had last season. So, quite disappointing for him. But again, he's back. If we can keep him fit, we've got a no bad squad. Timothy Deing, he is going to be retiring again. He is planning to retire as well, same as Andy Carroll, 12th to the 4th. 34-year-old French midfielder. He's played quite a few games this season. 20 games he's played this season, and he's done okay. But he plans to retire. He's the man, Zach Bauman, who has played 21 games in the league, but he's just been injured recently. And he's been a big miss. I feel he's been a big miss for us. He's only got 2 assists, but he's rated at 7.2. So he's obviously got it in his locker to do the business. And finally, Dylan Stevenson, who came on back and forward last season. 6 goals and 26 appearances. He's played once this season and he's not done anything. He possibly will go out of contract at the end of the season, and I don't think we will look to take up an option on that. So that is where we are at the moment in terms of squad, in terms of the fixtures and results that we've had. So we look now, we've got Accrington Stanley in the English FA Cup 4th round. Then we've got a good run of games to try and cement ourselves in that top 6 playoff position. So yeah, that's where we are. So when we come back from the next episode, I will cover the end of the season, or if we make the playoffs, I'll come back for the playoff rounds. Maybe see how we get on there and check if we can get promoted to the actual see if we can actually get promoted to the next tier of English football. It's going to be tough. It's been tough so far this season, but I would really hope that we can avoid another spell where we do not win a game in 10 games, because that really does kill you. But we're hanging around in there, we're still there, we've got time to turn it around, and we're still in the top 6 at the moment, sitting 5th. So we're okay, we're doing fine. We're not going to win the league. It would take us to win every game, and obviously they would have to have a collapse, Rochdale, but it's not going to happen. So, yes, that's where we are for now. We'll come back towards the end of the season. We'll show you where we finish in the league. Hopefully it is in the playoffs, and we can then run through the playoff rounds and try and get us promoted. Been a very tough season for the Daggers, but I'm optimistic that we can push on and get promotion this season. So please join us again in the next episode, and as always, thanks for watching.